Have you ever picked up your phone to check one notification? Just one. And found yourself scrolling mindlessly an hour later? It's not by coincidence, it's by design. The American Psychological Association defines attention as a state in which cognitive resources are focused on certain aspects of the environment rather than others. Today, our attention is under attack. We live in an age of information overload, where our ability to focus has become a rare and increasingly precious skill. You've been trapped in what is called the attention economy, a concept first introduced by Simon A. Houston in the 1960s. Back then, information was scarce, but today we're drowning in it. Social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat are not just offering entertainment. They're competing for your time, collecting your data, and turning that attention into profit. You may think that these apps are free, but you've been paying with something far more valuable: your time, your focus, and your life. I know that struggle too. There was a time where I would spend hours mindlessly scrolling, thinking it was a way to relax. And instead of feeling refreshed, I was often left feeling scattered, disconnected, and distracted. And I lost time. Time I could have spent with friends, with family, or doing something meaningful. And for what? Consuming content that, in the end of the day, added no real value to my life. And as I'm sure you all know by now, this is not just my experience. It's becoming a norm across generations. Did you know that by the age of 11, 91% of children in the UK own a smartphone? In the US, that number reaches 91% by the age of 14. In 2023, the US conducted a survey and found that teenagers spend an average of 4.8 hours every single day scrolling on social media. I think we can all agree that something is not right. So here's my belief. Simplicity is not about doing less, but about focusing on what truly matters in a world designed to distract you. And today, I want to show you how you can reclaim your focus. Social media is like junk food: quick, addictive, and rarely nourishing. It's ironic, isn't it? Social media was supposed to connect us, but ultimately has made us feel more isolated than ever. Psychologist Jean Twenge, in a 25-year study, analyzed the emotional well-being across generations. And she found a striking trend. Since the launch of the iPhone in 2007, the reported levels of loneliness and being left out have spiked. Kids could suddenly witness how much fun others seem to be having, feeling feelings of comparison and fear of missing out and a sense of exclusion. Although correlation does not equal causation, the trend in the data is clear. The more time teenagers spend on social media, the less happy they tend to be. And the shift is staggering. In 2015, 12th graders were going out less often than 9th graders were in 2009. And loneliness is just the beginning. A US national survey on drug use and health revealed alarming trends. Since 2012, depressive episodes have increased by 145% for girls and 161% for boys. Since 2010, ER visits for self-harm have surged by 188% for girls and 48% for boys. And even more alarming, suicide rates have risen by 167% for girls and 91% for boys. And this surge is largely concentrated in Gen Z, a generation that has grown up immersed in digital connectivity. And I get it. I've struggled with this addiction too. The times I felt the most glued to my phone were often the ones I felt the most alone. Social media gives us this illusion of connection, but it's superficial. Instead of deepening relationships, it fuels anxiety and comparison. It's like trying to have a deep conversation in a room where everybody's shouting. You just can't hear yourself think. So here's the truth. Reclaiming your focus is not just about cutting back on screen time. It's about being intentional with how we engage with the world. Because if we don't control our focus, someone else will. And I don't want to just focus on the negative aspects of social media, the loneliness, anxiety, or distraction. I want to shift our focus to a larger issue, how we choose to live our lives. So ask yourself, what do you want to accomplish? When you look back years from now, what do you hope to see? These were questions that forced me to confront my own habits. And I realized I was consuming content that added no real value to my life. I was not being intentional with my time, and in doing so, I was losing valuable opportunities. Opportunities to grow, opportunities to connect, and opportunities to work towards something meaningful. And this realization changed everything. In grade 10, as I was starting to prepare to start the IB, I realized I couldn't afford to be distracted anymore. I needed to be focused and disciplined. And so I made a commitment to myself to focus on what truly mattered to me: my health, my academics, and my happiness. It wasn't easy, but I started with small steps. I started putting my phone away in my bag or in another room whenever I was studying or in class. Without distractions, I was getting more done in less time, which meant I had more freedom to do things that actually brought me joy. I also changed my perspective on fitness. Rather than viewing the gym as a chore, I began to see it as a reward, a way to reset my body and my mind. Over time, these small changes became habits, and these habits transformed my daily life. Through this experience, I learned that discipline is not about restriction. It's about freedom. When you take control of your habits, you take control of your time. And when you take control of your time, you take control of your life. And the reason why this discipline worked was due to habits. And why do habits matter? Well, here's the thing. Habits simplify complexity. Instead of relying on willpower, you can automate your success with small, consistent actions. When I began setting boundaries for my phone use, I noticed a dramatic change in my productivity. I stopped checking my phone first thing in the morning, and instead I would wait until I was on the bus or at school. At school, my phone remained in my bag on silent, and when I was studying, it would stay out of sight. The best way to resist that temptation is to get rid of it entirely. In addition to removing distractions, I shifted my focus towards genuine, sustainable sources of happiness. And I started prioritizing activities that actually enriched my life. Whether that was going on walks in nature, engaging in meaningful conversations with loved ones, or staying active at the gym. Unlike the fleeting dopamine rush from social media, these activities provided me with long-term fulfillment and emotional well-being. Research shows that dopamine and oxytocin, hormones associated with motivation, bonding, and overall happiness, are released through real-life interactions and physical activity, not endless scrolling. To hold myself accountable, I also implemented a measurable goal. To limit my screen time to 1.5 hours every single day. And to hold myself accountable, I put a screen time on my lock screen on my phone. This way, I reminded myself of my progress and it was served as a reminder of my commitment to intentional living. By developing these habits, I was not just reducing distractions. I was actively reclaiming my focus, my energy, and my sense of purpose. If you don't design your life, an algorithm will. So now, I challenge you to take control of your time, your focus, and ultimately, your life. Here is a 3-step challenge to help you declutter your mind and reclaim your attention. Firstly, define what truly matters to you. What do you want to focus on in the next year, 5 years, and beyond? Secondly, look at how you spend your time. Does your daily routine align with your values and your goals? And lastly, but most importantly, take action. Set boundaries, remove distraction, and create an environment for yourself that supports your success. Take these steps and watch how your focus, productivity, and happiness transform. And here's an idea to get you started. Try a 24-hour digital detox. Take your phone, shut it off, put it in another room, and take that time to do things that matter to you and bring you joy. So whether that is doing work, reading a book, or spending uninterrupted time with loved ones. When you reclaim your focus, you reclaim control of your life. The truth is, intentional living and simplicity lead to clarity. In a world addicted to distractions, simplicity isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. So ask yourself, what will you choose to focus on today? Thank you.